Great role on the game winner for Toronto in Game 3. David Amber sat with Matthew.
Knies, a monster power forward, built like a linebacker.
Just an excellent second season.
He has been quite the front man for the Leafs. That means doing some damage in front of the net.
He finds the open space, and he's hungry.
He's been indispensable for Craig Berube.
Craig Berube said all of Matt's success has to do with his competitiveness. How competitive are you?
I'd say very. I think a lot of guys would say, pretty much a lot in that locker room. So everything I do on a daily basis, I try to compete and be the best at it.
It's been an interesting season for you. Lots of highs.
Scores! Matthew Knies! A hat trick walk-off! Game winner!
A few lows as well.
Matthew Knies through center. Big stiff hit. And Knies is down. Concussion protocol for Matthew Knies.
After you came back from that concussion, Craig Berube, he's a little critical of your play at times.
Well, since I think he's come back, it's he's not quite where he was at, the level he was at. We need to get him there.
Was that fair?
Yeah, I think I wasn't really playing to my strengths. It took me a little bit to kind of find myself again, but I've definitely trended upwards, and I think the back half of the season was the strongest part, so I'm just trying to keep that momentum.
And getting pushed by your coach, sometimes it really helps a player, kind of elevates their game. Is that a case with you?
Yeah, for sure. I think the constructive criticism is definitely a good thing for me. Getting to communicate with him. It's obviously helping me learn. I'm just a young guy. I don't have much experience just yet. So, getting tips like that from him is important.
And now White Cloud drops the gloves. Knies.
I don't think there's any doubt that was payback on the Toronto side.
When you had the fight with Zach Whitecloud, how much reaction did you get?
Guys were happy. I just wanted to step up for myself, and I think I did a good job of that. Just don't want to get pushed around and show that I'm a strong player and can hold my own.
I talked to a prominent former Leaf who said to me, Matthew Knies is a great player, and he would be a superstar if he was a bit more of an a-hole on the ice. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, I still have to find that piece of my game. But I completely agree with him. I think I have to find that little grit, and I think that there's still a part of me that could be more physical, tougher to play against. I think that's the kind of player I want to be. So, I still got a ways to go, but I'm definitely taking steps in the right direction.
Here's Shabbat, and that's a block by Knies, and that stings Matthew Knies. Face-off win by Tavares. It's loose in front. Knies there, scores. The hand's okay, and it's a power play goal for Matthew Knies.
You've been such an impactful player. Have we moved on from the core four? Should it now be the Fantastic Five, maybe?
No, I don't think I should put myself in the same census as them. They've been here for so long and have so much experience. I just learn from them on a daily basis, and I love this group of guys. I think there's a great culture, and I believe that we can win.
Do you allow yourself to visualize what it would be like to have playoff success, win a Stanley Cup in this market with this team, knowing the history of the organization?
Yeah, I think about that, almost every time I go to bed, just what it would be like, what it would feel like. Everything I do at the rink, on a practice day, on a game day, is to achieve that goal, and I think everyone's on the same page as that.
Terrific chat, David. Thank you, Matthew. There's Jeff Sanderson, Keith Kachuk. The joy of watching their kids play tonight. Coming up, the Spencer Davis Group opens the show. They were formed in 1963. The organist was Steve Winwood, 14 years old at the time. You'll recognize that sound. Hockey Central, presented by Sports Interaction, Canada's homegrown sportsbook.